We talk football and current events, sitting and chatting with the very best guests, with two Scottish boys and we're loving it. So if you like witty banter, check the former #1 podcast on iTunes, Sitting and Chatting.
Hello and welcome back to Sit and Chatting Podcast. I'm Whyte.
I'm Allan.
Jamie, happy 4 years.
Indeed. It's been too long.
Shall we end it here? Shall we make this the last one?
I'm down, 100%. Nah, it's been a weird experience, isn't it? I never thought when you first came to me with this, it was all to do with like uni and stuff. I never thought it would turn into something like this. It was still be doing 4 years down the line, but it's been an experience. Met a few good people, so
There's been a good few episodes. There's been quite a good bad. There's been a few bad episodes, shall we say?
aye. There's been a mix. Should be that.
No, I definitely think there's been more good though than there has been bad. Which is saying something.
You would say that though.
No, be honest, right? What do you reckon our ratio of podcasts to good to bad are?
60-40. Nah, it's a lie.
I guess probably 70-30.
Aye, I would argue. Yeah.
We're really selling it to the new listeners, aren't we?
Aye. Nah, but the 30 was when we first started. Now we're pro. We live for this shit.
I was looking back in anticipation for all this to obviously see, where we come from, where we started. A lot's changed, mainly sets being the main thing. Do you know how many guests we've had on in 4 years?
I would go 22.
Not bad. 30 exactly, as of last week.
How many episodes have we actually done?
This is 81.
Ah, fuck right. I still thought we were at like 70.
Okay, no. I worked out 9th of November will be our 100th episode.
If we carry on the way we are.
I mean, obviously, we will do. I'm not gonna lie, right, and this will be a bit of behind the curtains for the viewers. I'm getting to the point here where start to struggle a wee bit the last sort of 2 weeks, but I feel like I'm back on track now that we started again.
Whoa. We never struggled. You caused the grief.
Never happened.
Aye, it fucking absolutely did.
There was some important stuff that was happening, and
England playing is important, I grant you, but Scotland playing is not.
Well, for one to happen, the other had to happen, so there you go.
Aye, that's true. But no, we've been fine, and we'll carry on.
We've done well. I would say as well, the looking back at them all easily. Actually, no, I'm curious. Do you have like a favourite episode?
Nah.
No,
like one of the best ones was where it was the one recently.
Which one recently?
Can't remember the cunt's name. Couldn't have been that good, could it? The fucking hell, man. The one where
your memory is fucking appalling.
Aye, fuck yeah. The one where he's got a mad secret with Amazon to cartels or something.
Aye, Angus is one.
Angus, that's it. Oh, fucking hell. Is it Amazon? I don't know.
Aye, yeah.
Was it?
Aye. See, you did remember something. It can't have been that bad.
No, the episode was good. I enjoyed it, but
it's probably the best as well. I'd imagine. I think it's the best one we've done with a guest, definitely.
Aye.
Easily the worst though, by a mile, is still the fucking mental health episode. That I almost want to delete it. It's that fucking painful.
It's bad in the sense that it wasn't. It
wasn't what we do.
It's not factual, and it's no.
Well, it was factual, but there just wasn't enough facts, and it was maybe a factual episode.
Granted.
But yeah, we've learned, we've improved. That's actually still like I can't remember if I said to you or not. That is one of my like aims before the end of this year. Is that we actually have an expert on that like deals with like mental health and that to talk about to basically the wrongs of that episode.
There wasn't wrongdoing in the episode, let's be honest.
No, it's not wrongdoings, but like
It was purely about us.
Yeah, I know we could do a better job. That's my point being, I suppose.
No, we couldn't.
We could do a better job interviewing someone who would know more.
There you go.
Fair.
That's your ticket. Bye. No, it's exciting times. 4 years.
We've done well. It's also, as well, next week we'll be exactly halfway through the year, so, you know, we're getting there. Yes. We're gonna do it, Jamie. only what? Yeah, only like 5 months to go. Easy.
Easy peasy.
I will say, right, I genuinely think by doing this has made the year gone quicker. Because literally, like, you finish one of these, and then it's like, right, shit, now we have to book a guest for 2 weeks in advance, right?
In that sense, I get it, but
it's helped me be a lot more like how would you put it? Like organised with things, I think. Because like I get a lot better at planning these things.
You know what I mean? Having a set date and time makes sense.
No, it has helped. But yeah, anyway, let's move on from that now. There's an important thing happening this summer, Jamie. I think we can all agree. The biggest talking point of them all is Love Island.
What a show.
Right. Inform me on something here, because I was looking for topics for today, and I'm seeing there's a lassie called Chloe Burrows getting a lot of grief and hate. What did she do, and did she deserve it? Because you are the resident Love Island expert.
Basically, she came in, they all get like their wee pre-interviews, if you will. Introducing who they are, you know, 3 or 4 lines, catch the audience's eye, right? So it'll be like, hi, I'm fucking Chloe and I'm for whatever.
Does she say it like that? Hi, I'm fucking Chloe. I can see why she got a lot of hate for that, to be fair.
No, the reason she got hate is because towards the end of the interview, like it was 20-30 seconds long, but towards the end of it, she says, I don't know, I've just got a problem, married men are my thing. So she basically... Oh,
was this like a bit of promo? This wasn't actually in the show?
Yeah, not just the promo part. No, it's at the start of the show.
Oh, right, they actually like played that at the start of the show.
But it's a promo part for her anyway. But basically, she says married men is a problem. She likes to go after them. She also says she doesn't give a fuck about any of the lasses. She'll go after the man she wants. What I will say is, though, she's got a lot of stick. She's came in, didn't like her at first, near I did, but she's kind of fine. She's settled in.
Every night is on every night.
Aye. Well, besides Saturday.
Fucking hell, man! What is the world come to?
It's fucking banging. What a show, by the way. Listen, swallow your pride. Watch it.
No. I promise you, I've watched. I think it was like 11 episodes. I watched it like back to back. Just couldn't get into it. Was just no my head. However, though, what I am willing to do with you, if you want, you know, I'm a man that's willing to, you know, embrace new experiences as such. So I think every week, since obviously we're doing this every week, you can do a wee weekly roundup of Love Island for me, all right? You can inform me on what I'm missing on. And if it's good enough, I'll go back and watch it myself and see what I think.
There's been 4 episodes on, and honestly, it's getting spicy already.
What's happening? What's the drama?
Right,
so before you say that, actually, right, like you are like a type of person who never gives a fuck about like, you know, drama or like, you know, any of that sort of shit that normally these people are involved in. Why is it on this show that you like it? Because it's clearly all set up, you know that.
It's just fun. Like the show make it like they set it up for people in the villa to feel awkward as fuck, and it's great. So like there's a couple just starting to get close in the villa now. So they brought in 2 new guys, and one's the perfect type for one of the couples.
Right.
So, and then they go the public to vote to go see who goes on a date, knowing fine well the public's going to choose this person to spice it up. So everybody voted. They went on a date. and the heads got turned, and it just kicked off again. But like the very first night, well, second episode, but like the very first night it had been on, right? The Scottish bird with Shannon, she's for Fife.
From Fife, and she managed to make on to Love Island.
Exactly.
That sounds like a cover story.
She's good, to be fair. But the first night, right, she got coupled up with somebody. They went, like, no them, but like the villa was occupied for a day. And then that night, a new guy came in. And then, Chloe came in and had to recouple with one guy. She chose Shannon's guy and Shannon got booted out. She wasn't even in there 24 hours. So, like, it's, getting mad spicy.
Okay.
She came in and basically got her kicked out.
I mean, I'm not going to lie, right? Up until the point there where you said that she was getting kicked out, I could feel my fucking mind wandering because I couldn't give a shit. But I can understand why people would enjoy it. Put it that way.
That's a great laugh.
Right, okay. Tell you what then, every week, okay, since you're the type of boy that will watch every night, you can keep me up.
Type of boy, right? You don't deserve my weekly roundup. You can suit yourself. Bradley's the type of boy that should watch it and would watch it. I'm just...
And does he?
He does it.
Why are you trying to throw Bradley under the bus for? He's so here.
Because he's a wee spice boy. He deserves that. Do you know what I mean?
He does.
He is, man. You see him, he's just a wee spice boy.
He tries a mic try, he's not a spice boy.
Oh, he's a spice boy. He's a wannabe fucking boy racer, but he's a spice boy.
Comment below if Bradley's a spice boy.
Alright, well, upload it and I'll do it. Boy's a spice boy.
Right, but like, so what's like, so how many, so like, what's like the aim? So just like, it's like sort of what's it called? What the fuck's it called? Like, I'm a Celeb, where like they stay like a few weeks in the villa and then one by one they get voted off every night, sort of thing.
No, it's a mixture. So sometimes there'll be like random recouplings. Like tonight there's a recoupling.
What does that mean? So like what? They're just forced to spend time with another person?
No, you don't need to spend time with them, but you're in a couple with them. So
right.
You choose who you want to get to know. So for example, like there's couples in there now where the couples are really just friends because they've got no sexual attraction or whatever, right?
Right.
And then 2 new boys have just came in, which leaves 2 like females down. So what will happen tonight is the recoupling will happen where girls choose the guys, and the 2 guys that aren't picked will either get kicked off or 2 new girls will come in.
So it's basically stand up there and get rejected by everyone.
Yes.
Wow.
And that's when it becomes tense and spicy.
See with that though, right? Do you not find like, because obviously like, see the majority of these people, like that lassie you mentioned there from Fife and that, right? Guaranteed, if she's made it to Love Island, she's probably the most attractive thing that's ever walked off a Fife, right? So, if these people are in like, a bar or a club or whatever, like they won't even need to say anything. They'll just like walk up to folk and people instantly fall in love with them, right?
No.
So, sort of like, see when I watched it then, I sort of found that the chat between these folk was so pish because they've never had to like graft before for like a partner. You can see it's fucking dire, like the pattern they have.
It's not the greatest. Like, there's a Geordie cunt on it now, right? The cunt's unbelievable. Like, he's chiselled by Zeus. He's fucking brilliant. And he's a Geordie, so he speaks like proper
Newcastle.
Nae bother. You're getting my head in. Like, he's actual proper. Like,
I love though how you didn't even try and put an accent on there. You just stuck with Scottish when you said that.
Yeah, you're right. And but like, he's like the funniest cunt, and he's honestly fucking the best looking in there. But he's got no chat.
No chat.
No chat at all, and he'll probably get booted after night. But
that's the thing though, isn't it? It's not like, it's not their fault. Like, I mean, it'll do wonders for them as well, because guaranteed they've all probably gained about 50k on Instagram followers for all this. They'll go back to their hometown, they'll do a few like appearances at like a local bar, make a few £100 off an Instagram post, and then they'll be living a good life.
Yep.
And then they go back to working like accounting or something. A good wee summer.
That's the way I see it. Live updates, by the way.
Oh,
Switzerland have just scored.
against Spain.
Yep, love
Oh.
that.
It's a big shack.
It was Big Shaq.
Was it actually?
Aye.
Yes.
see, after the France game, just a quick detour here.
We'll go on to that.
Aye. But after the France game, I put a fiver on Switzerland to win the tournament. I just feel like Xhaka's leadership in the France game was like amazing. It just inspired me. But Xhaka just scored for them.
Well, I mean, they've been here now for 10 minutes. Do you wanna go on to the? Well, I mean, we'll talk about the Euros in general because obviously we done the big preview beforehand. Like, you know, we had our predictions. You know, who we thought might do well and who might not. I have realised, by the way, for about 8 years or so now, every single time, I would say I'm pretty decent when it comes to like knowing my football and predicting my football, especially against you because you always get battled against me. When we like see like when we do like Prem predictions or you know just like general football like or Champions League, usually I'm like close-ish to my prediction, which isn't too bad. Every single fucking time there's been an international tournament recently, every time I make a prediction, it goes the other way. It's just like I can't get it right. Everything that I expect to happen, like in the last like World Cup and Euros, and that's just gone out the fucking window.
International football is a bit like a cup game for me.
Yeah.
Like you look at it, like Liverpool v Walsall, you expect Liverpool to win.
Yeah.
But 9 times out of 10, it doesn't happen. It's silly. Cup like small English cups or small Scottish cups. It can go any way. And it's a bit like that for international. But
I love international. I know you're not the biggest fan. Like, I love the international, especially like during a tournament. Even when
I like this. I like the Euros being on football every day. That aspect's amazing. You know, I don't care for it in the sense of I'm going to travel and watch it and stuff. You know, they were still trying to sell Ukraine-Sweden tickets at Hampden the day of the game.
Oh, well,
yeah, exactly. So that shouldn't happen for international football, but that's the thing. Like, no one cares.
If I knew.
All right, well, I just feel like it's the same purpose. Like, no one really cares.
I know most folk don't. I know, like, I don't want to say like
unless your team's in it and actually have a chance.
I like the I don't want to call myself like a football hips or some wankery like that, but I do enjoy like watching like the weird teams playing in that and like the big competitions, like, you know, your North Macedonias, your Finlands, even your Switzerlands. I mean, yeah, they're a massive nation, but football wise, not really much.
No, in their home country, the football's no good.
Yeah, so like, I just love seeing it, and I love seeing like, because I mean, you see folk like getting this riled up for things like, you know, the Champions League, or if you're like a lower end team down south or in Scotland, you'll see the passion. But often, like, I love the way like it just brings like folk together, especially with like the other day there when I was just walking to the town, like when I went to Subway, when I went in, the guy behind like the table was like Spanish, and we just had like a 5-minute conversation about the Euros and that. Just because he picked up that, just because he realised I was watching the football on my phone. So it was just like, so we just chatted away. It's just like things like that would never happen under normal circumstances.
Aye. No.
But anyway, before we last talked about it, obviously, come on, we'll get the bits you and me both hate out of the way first, right? And then we'll get into the bit we actually enjoyed, okay?
Right.
England v Germany happened. We're going slightly out of order here, but I want to know your honest opinion, right? Don't like make up some shit about how they were the greatest team in the world and all that bollocks. Because let's be honest here, both teams were shit. Yes, okay, England got the win in the end, but both teams were quite shit up until about the 70th minute when Jack Grealish came on.
They were. Yep, he changed the game.
You think Gareth Southgate will actually start him now against Ukraine?
Don't think he needs to be honest. I think he's a good sub.
See, like, I hear this argument of like, oh, he's doing a job in 20 minutes, but I'm just like, wouldn't you rather he get a full 90 in case he can do more?
In case, that's the big thing though. The thing is, the rumoured team for the Ukraine game, obviously they need to drop Rice and Phillips because they can't risk.
Oh, were they both booked?
Yeah,
they were both booked. Yeah.
So they're dropping them, which means they're going to play Henderson and probably Mount. I'd stick Grealish on.
Mount as an 8, that could be a problem. Like,
Hmm?
you're having Henderson and Mountain in that midfield with no real defensive presence in there. That's a big risk.
Mount is also shite.
What?
Mason Mount is shite. It's no use in an England top. Also, Harry Kane probably shouldn't be in the park against Ukraine, but
He got so lucky he was given that goal, man.
You know, it's a different lineup that's going to go against Ukraine, but against Germany just shat it, man. They just shat it.
Like, do you know what as well, though? Like, I'm not even saying this just because it's England, because, like, if any team did this, it would piss me off. But, like, you know, like, these players and that, obviously, they play for, like, the top-end teams, you know, in the Prem and that. Pretty much every single team in the Prem, if you're higher up off, your manager will tell you, press the ball, you know, attack them as soon as they're on the ball, basically. Every time Germany passed out from the back, they had about like 10 seconds to wait before an England player slowly walked over to them and then punted up the park. It's just like, fucking hell, move this along. Because that's not slow. It's not like, don't get me wrong, I get they're probably tired as well, but I refuse to believe that's them doing that and not like a managerial decision.
I mean, that Joachim Low, whatever his name is?
Yeah.
He's been there too long now. I think he's kind of.
Oh, he's already left. They said this was his last tournament. Anyway.
Aye. But he had prior going out this tournament, he had rode his roller coaster.
He should have left after 2018. He should have realised that was the fairy tale over as such.
But his lineup was all wrong. Starting Timo Werner's is a disgrace.
No, again, if he was out in the win, I'd be fine with it.
No, when you've got Leroy Sané and Gnabry.
Well, they were both injured though going into it, so.
But beyond the group stages, they were both fit.
Oh, right.
And they both came on against England.
They didn't do anything though either, to be fair.
No, they didn't. But that's because they were 2-0 down and chasing the game.
I suppose. So it was. Like, let's be honest here, right? England have been shite. Like, I'm not going to hear anyone. That was the thing as well that pissed me off. Right? I seen so many folk complaining about the game afterwards and then immediately go on and say, oh, we're the greatest nation ever. Like, you know, not even ironically, just sort of saying, like, oh, we're the best team in all of this. And yeah, okay, you might have the best players, but like, if you keep playing that shit, you will not win this. Like, I can't see it happening.
No. But in the current form that they're in, they'll beat Ukraine, they'll beat Denmark, and they'll be in the final.
Oh yeah, no, I totally expect it. However, you know, it would be mad if, like, I wouldn't put it this way. I wouldn't put it past Ukraine or like Denmark or Czech Republic to put them out, because
no, absolutely not.
You've seen what happened to France. You know, if you go into it thinking this will be a fucking stroll in the park, and you know, you rest two CDMs. Play one arguably more an attacking midfielder and Mount, who's definitely a number 10 in that position, could go curtains, which obviously from my point of view I'd love to see, but you know.
Nah, they're a British side. Surely want the British side to progress.
I'm Scottish, mate.
It's an embarrassment. Total embarrassment. But
going then on to a subject that you'll fucking hate. Scotland. Honestly.
Well. Massive live update.
Oh.
There's been a red card for Switzerland.
Who has been sent off? Is it Xhaka?
No, it's a straight red for Remo Freuler.
Who's that?
No idea. Xhaka's suspended for this game.
He is. I forgot about
that. It was a bit with. It's a poor tackle, probably not red. VAR may look at this.
I'm loving these live updates for when this goes up on Sunday when we've missed it.
But live updates for you.
Yeah. No, I appreciate it. I like this.
VAR is checking it. Peter Walton's been called in to give his verdict. By
the way, that man must have the easiest job in all of TV punditry. He comes in for 30 seconds. If there's been a tackle in the box, they has to say if it's a penalty or no.
I know.
Fucking easiest job in the world.
So he is walking off. It appears VAR is going to stick with the decision.
Thank you for that live update, Jamie. We'll have more from you later, I imagine.
Thank you.
But yeah, anyway, on to a subject that you'll fucking hate now. Scotland. Go on, as someone that doesn't care, how well do you think they honestly did?
It's exactly how I anticipated it.
Did you?
I literally said that they would gain 1 point for the group. Don't get me wrong, I didn't expect it to come for England, but I said that they would potentially get a draw out of the Czechs.
Yeah.
I didn't realise the Czechs would turn up. I didn't realise the Czechs was going to turn up like they did.
Yeah.
They've had a great tournament. But having said that, I said that they would gain a point for the group, they would finish last, and it would be the way it would go.
To be fair, I predicted exactly the same, except I think I said that we finished third. So, I mean, you were correct. I mean, be honest, do you think there was things to be positive about? Do you think we'll qualify for the World Cup next year?
Aye, they could qualify for it. There's a lot of positives to take, to be honest. You saw the way Che Adams and Lyndon Dykes can play together. John McGinn was phenomenal. Kieran Tierney was superb. Grant Hanley came out his shell a bit.
I know, yeah, fucking hell, by the way, against England and in the first half against Croatia, he was unreal.
What we do need to do is iron out the problems, such as get rid of Steve O'Donnell.
Right, come on,
I'm not having any grief. Listen,
I'm not giving you grief. He's obviously not a great player, right? However, I will say, right, in the England game, he did pretty decent.
Fuck off. No, he didn't.
No, he did.
He done decent in comparison to his first game, and that's all I'll give you.
No,
in general, it was
Sterling out of the game.
Right, it was a 4. So
that's fucking harsh.
No, it's not. It's true. Honestly, right? Nathan Patterson's 8 minutes on the whole tournament was better than his 180 or whatever the fuck it was. It was embarrassing. A shambles. Anyway, get rid of him. Start Liam Cooper.
Why did Scott McKenna come on for Liam? I mean, it didn't matter in the end, but why didn't Liam Cooper come on? Why didn't Liam Cooper come on for Scott McKenna?
Very odd decision making.
He's lucky it didn't affect it worse, to be honest.
I thought Callum McGregor had a good tournament considering the season he's had at Celtic.
Yeah, he was fucking mincemeat against the Czechs, but he was pretty. He was all right against.
So was the whole team, though. That's
true. But he was all right against England, and he was pretty decent against Croatia.
So a few things you ironed out. This whole try to rely on Ryan Fraser to run down the wing is not going to work.
Yeah.
Which the to be fair to Steve Clarke, he's seen that straight away. Hence why we've seen the two up front for there on, and Lyndon Dykes and Che Adams. But going forward, they look like they can score.
Yeah.
Robertson keeps putting balls into the box. Che Adams could potentially get an end at it. Vice versa with Lyndon Dykes. Midfield battle, we're pretty strong. Keep John McGinn fit and you'll qualify next season. What I do think is they change. Scott McTominay. The issue Scotland has is their two best centre backs are wing backs, and that's a big problem.
Yeah,
but if you because you want Scott McTominay in midfield, but you can't have it because your defence is so shit. That's the issue that they have.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I thought Hanley was pretty much finished, but I think this tournament shows he probably has, at least another couple of years left at him. Dylan Gallagher, for as much as he was kind of memed on, he did actually do pretty well in qualifying for us. Liam Cooper, deserves to play from the get-go. Scott McKenna is okay. He's a fine backup to have, but that's about it. You'd only bring him on as a last resort. I think as well, potentially, though, the problem is maybe goalkeeper. Marshall's 33 now.
Right. So here was the one thing I was going to point out was John McLaughlin should be given the nod.
Is he playing for it? I'll be honest, I don't watch enough for Rangers. Does he play?
No, he plays cup games.
Yeah.
And he gets the odd game last season he got the odd game because we had European ties.
Yeah.
Look, he comes on and he never conceded last season in the league for Rangers.
I will say though to Marshall, in fairness, so if you take away that fucking awful halfway line goal, he actually did do pretty decent in goal.
Yeah, he had a couple of good shot starting moments, but any keeper you'd expect to save them. That's sure.
I suppose.
So I expect him to be dropped.
There's like no one really coming through like the youth for the goalkeeper spot, is there? So that's kind of a problem. But
the closest is McCrory, and he's nowhere near good enough.
Oh yeah, fucking hell, Jesus! If that's our next best, then that's a problem. But no, listen, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I know you weren't too happy because obviously England drew, and you're surrounded by Scotsmen enjoying themselves. But you know, we obviously threw a wee get together with folk, you know, to celebrate the game, and it was great fun. I mean, I know we didn't win it, but I still really enjoyed myself, and it's moments like that I want to experience again, even if I was shitting myself for the full 90 minutes.
No, it will be good if they qualify again for the World Cup. It'll be a good occasion. Players like Billy Gilmore as well.
I'd love to go, but it's in fucking Qatar in December. I mean, like
you can't drink as well.
Yeah, it's fine. Don't worry. Christmas sesh at mine.
Well, and players like Billy Gilmore as well needs to be halted to the bench.
I was going to say I'm not going to lie, I'm a wee bit worried about him because he is getting so much hype at the moment. And although I love seeing a Scotsman be praised as well as you know, I'm not sure it was entirely deserved. He was decent against England, but he was not man of the match.
You say decent. He completed passes.
Yeah, sorry, that's what I meant. But I suppose that's kind of shocking considering 90% of Scots balls go like that. So,
yeah. You know what? I don't disapprove of having him in the Scotland squad by any means, but he doesn't start. Your midfield three, if all fit, are Ryan Jack, John McGinn, and Callum McGregor. Is the way I would have it.
Ryan Jack, who?
Callum McGregor and John McGinn.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, if our defence improves, like, I mean, for example, if we continue to play the back five and have, say, if everyone was fit, Tierney, Cooper, and Hanley in the back, I'd be fine putting McTominay in DM and then having McGinn.
I think McTominay does a better job than.
I think he's a lot better at centre back than people give him credit for.
Yeah, I would keep him there, and I would put Tierney there, and I'd have Hanley there. And then my three, and then obviously your wing backs in it. I would have Patterson rather than O'Donnell, but that's another discussion. And then
honestly, he's not going to get a game for Rangers with Tav there.
Oh, who are you talking about? Patterson.
Yeah.
I
know Tav was injured, but like.
No, that's granted. No, but the thing is, there's talks of him getting pushed to right wing. Tav getting pushed to right wing and to bring Patterson in. It's rumours are rumours, but it may happen. Do you know what I mean? Because he is really good at going forward. But one thing he has done is matured massively in terms of defending. So it'll be interesting because the signings Rangers have made would dictate that going forward they're going to be a steel 4-4-2. Like it's a mad couple of signings have been made. That Fashion Sakala is one of the ones that I'm interested about, but that would dictate that Tab's staying at right back, which means yes, Patterson won't get game time, but we'll see what happens.
More in the Scots. But yeah, go on, let's get something we can both enjoy. That fucking night of football. Unreal. The 28th of June 2021. What a fucking day for football.
Aye.
Fucking a 5-3 thriller, and then an hour later a 3-3 thriller. Unreal. Aye. For those that don't know, it was around the 16 games. Croatia played Spain at first. I missed the first goal at that, unfortunately, the own goal. And then Spain came back and dominated. I thought the game was done. And then the 80th minute, Croatia decided that they actually might want to stay in the tournament. Yep. And then, got two reasonably lucky goals at the end, but, they worked hard for them.
Goals are goals.
Yeah, exactly. And managed to push it to extra time when Spain, ran riot, basically, because Croatia had nothing left. But what a game, by the way. That would have been probably game of the tournament had the next game had not happened.
Exactly.
Switzerland, France, what a fucking game. Switzerland scoring, like, I think it was like 20 minutes in, great header, dominated the entire first half. France looked like school Wayne's playing.
Yep.
Second half, about a 15-minute period of France absolutely demolishing them. Benzema with one of the best first touches I've ever seen to lead up to a goal. Incredible.
Right.
Scoring a minute later, and then somehow again with about 5 minutes to go, Switzerland get two and hold off for penalties.
Right.
And the best young player in the world misses the final penalty.
Right, puts him out. What I will say is, though, what we saw is honestly the best midfielder in the world given his time. You give him that sort of time, and honestly, there's nobody better than him. Paul Pogba was unfucking believable.
It was. And
Everything he done was golden.
And you know what's brilliant? I can't wait to see him go back to Man United and be shit again.
Aye.
Because
Well,
you know what happened.
No,
You
but
know
the thing is, like, again, going briefly into like club tie again. They've just got Sancho,
not quite yet, but it's going to happen.
yeah, which is 85 mil. Now, based off what I read up on, they're going to need to offload £100 million in the wage bill, which kind of means Pogba, Fred have to go. Maybe Alex Telles.
Nah, they don't have to get rid of them. It's bullshit. If any
No, for financial fair play though. With the amount
you've
that
seen that means fuck all. Look what happened to City when they got charged with it.
Yeah, I mean that's true. But you know, Man U's never been a team that's been in it.
True.
Is it a route they want to go down? Is the way I was looking at it.
But
you could be right. The issue is I don't see a team going in for Pogba because nobody can afford them.
Yeah, especially after Euros, he just had the last for stupid wages again.
Yeah, I mean he's already on like 380k, so yeah, that's pretty scary.
I'm just gonna mess him asking for 10 grand. Fuck it, why not?
I buy it.
If I'd give me like, you know, not even a day's wages. Think of it like that. Not even a day's wages.
Couple of hours, fuck's it.
What would that be actually? Hold on. I'm actually curious enough to do the maths. Fucking 380. I mean, obviously it might not be that, but let's just say for argument's sake it is.
Yeah. Live update in this Switzerland Spain while you're checking that is one each. Switzerland are still down to 10 men, and we've got 4 minutes of added time.
So he's making 528 quid per hour.
Honestly, I'd ask him for 10 minutes worth.
Yeah, I reckon that's fair. I'll get it. I'll send a cheeky DM. Send and chat podcast. Come on, help a bro out.
Right.
We'll even feature you. We'll be kind, I promise. No Liverpool tops.
No Liverpool tops.
Actually, I wouldn't promise that. I'd do it.
You still have the Liverpool top.
I'd have it like hanging off the curtains just in the back there.
I'm just getting my dinner delivered.
I know, you do live in a fucking palace, don't you?
Yeah, aye. Bit of garlic bread and my spag bol.
I was thinking, what the fuck is that at first? Nah, anyway, everyone loves football, you know it. But yeah, going in, we'll go into other news before people have clicked off already, let's be honest, but just in case they haven't. Big old dirty Matt Hancock, eh?
Right.
What a shagger.
Had a cock on his hand.
Do you know what I love as well, right? Whoever leaked that video, probably, I bet you Matt Hancock said something like mean to him once and he was just like, nah, do you know what, right? Fuck you.
Aye, fuck you. I've got you, bitch.
They would have been in the security room just seen that and gone, oh, that's 100 quid from the sun right there.
Nah, that's a big amount for that story. Defo is.
How much do you reckon someone made for that?
Probably upwards of $5,000.
I would say that's probably fair. Mate, without their name though, releasing it, would it be as much?
But bear in mind, I think an anonymous tip's more expensive. What do you call them? Public. What do you call them? is it public servants there?
Oh, right, yeah. I know what you mean.
Whatever they fucking are, I think an anonymous ones, because the legal battle that comes into it
It's much harder.
is much harder to face if you've got a name. Whereas if you shut up and don't tell them who your source is, they can't do nothing about it.
I mean, to be fair though, actually, would they be able to charge for it as much because it wasn't confirmed until after he came out and apologised? It was him.
Maybe. But if you've got something like that, that's clear cut. Do you know what I mean? Like,
I know I'm genuinely shocked he didn't say it wasn't me. I fully expect him just to turn and go, nah, not me.
No, wrong person in that camera. It wouldn't surprise me.
Me? My wife? Never.
When they catch me doing that, you're a mad guy. No. But
this bald spot, no, just razor to the head. I've always been fully bald.
Honestly, but dirty bastard.
Do you know who I feel most sorry for? The poor bloke who would have found out through the fucking son that your wife was cheating you on with Matt fucking Hancock.
I know, ugly bastard. I know.
I mean, let's be honest. I mean, out of all the politicians, he's definitely not the ugliest. But I mean, that's still a fucking kick in the balls for you.
Aye. Oh, big time, mate.
Especially as well because it's fucking published everywhere. Imagine if you just found out privately, but to find out through like the front page of every news tabloid in the UK.
Aye, like your man's. No, well, your wife's away shagging Matt Hancock. Madness.
It just proves, all Tories are weirdos.
It's a groping her arse in the video, man. So weird.
Did you hear as well afterwards? Like, I can't remember who it was, but someone said, "Oh, this has got to stop. We've got to go around the entire around all of Westminster and remove all the cameras." I was just like, I don't think that's what you should have taken away from this.
No, not at all. It should have been
just like, yes, we've been caught. Now remove the cameras.
Aye, it should be Matty's a dirty boy.
Do you know? This is completely off topic, by the way. But do you know how much it costs a day, apparently, to do renovations on Westminster? Because obviously it's that fucking old. It's right next to the river. It needs to be active 24/7.
Probably about 300k.
A day? You're spot on. It's 300k a day.
Nah, that wouldn't surprise me.
That's fucking mental. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, just like honestly, just fucking demolish it. Like, who cares? If it's costing that much, just fucking set it up and like just get a town hall. That'll do the job.
You know what? Work for him.
Yep. Jamie has fucking solved the taxpayers' money, ladies and gentlemen.
You know me. I'm all about the people. You're welcome.
It's actually a good point. Why don't they just work for fucking who needs to work out now?
I know. Exactly. Fucking work for him.
If the greatest podcast in the world can be done remotely, you can do some boring fucking bullshit at home.
Teach it. 100. But it's an old building though, isn't it?
My question is though, right? How many times do you reckon, right, someone has been caught doing the naughty with someone they shouldn't on those cameras and they've not been released? Let's take a figure per year, okay? How many times a year do you think? I'm not even just saying like shagging with like the significant other. I mean like someone they shouldn't. How often do you reckon that? Actually, no. Let's say they've caught someone shagging or like, basically doing what he was doing. How often do you reckon it happens a year?
A year.
I reckon
3.
Yeah, 3 or 4, I reckon.
Aye.
Which, doesn't sound like much, but if you think about it, there probably isn't that many workplaces where that's happening daily. And these are the people that run the country.
Exactly. And if they're going to be loyal to their significant other, they're no loyal to you.
That is so fucking right. That is so right. Holy shit. That is like a fucking brain moment right there.
In other words, if you're asking who you should vote for, the Conservatives.
I'm not sure that's the conclusion I would have came to from all this, but
that's worth a try, wasn't it? I mean, if they can't be trusted to no cheat, then they can't be trusted to run the country. Be my more.
How many folk do you actually reckon get into politics with genuine good intentions at the start? Because I reckon, right, genuinely, right, probably 90% of people that start politics.
More than that. Think about it. Why would you choose that profession and want to go in and do bad?
Not to do bad, but just that folk will do it just solely for money.
It depends, because obviously you go into that to believe that you're doing good, and
Aye.
Like your thoughts are different from everybody else's.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I reckon genuinely, like, most folk obviously do it with the intention solely, like, not about money, not about this will look good on a CV. Most folk will do it just because they want to do good. And I just wonder what happens at what point along the way it all turns into what they are, basically. Do you reckon
it's a path you choose, isn't it? It's, see, these people are so career driven. So obviously, if you have, if you have a moment in your career when you're you're next in line to become a leader of a party, for example, and then all of a sudden, your thoughts are different from the leader of the parties. You're career driven. You want to get them out. That's when stuff turns nasty, and it's like,
and
just
then
let it be.
And then once you start, it's probably a lot easier after that point, isn't it?
Exactly. So I don't know. It's about the fact they're so career driven. Yeah. You always want to be at the top rather than just doing good.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure there are folk. I mean, to be fair, right, I do genuinely feel bad if there are folk out there that are still trying, but didn't get anywhere. Those are the people that matter, I suppose. But yeah, that's what it is, I suppose. Joy to the world.
Fuck the politicians.
On that cheerful note, have you got anything else to add?
Yeah, I've got another live update for you.
Through to our sports correspondent, Jamie Allan.
Thank you, Liam. So Switzerland and Spain are still currently 1 each.
Right.
Switzerland are down to 1-0 if you're just joining us. And we're now into the first minute of extra time. That's all I've got for you.
Wait, we're in extra time?
Yep, we're in extra time. We're in the first minute. Spain are currently on the attack, and the attack has now been drawn out.
Thank you for that live update, Jamie. Much appreciated.
No problem.
If we keep this up for long enough, we might be able to do a penalty reaction, but I'll be honest, I'm kind of out of topics at the moment. Yeah, I'll be honest, those are like the main ones. What was I going to say? I suppose as well, though, like another thing is obviously, I know, like, since the football, you and me kind of talked about this off camera, but we were sort of saying about how the about
Everything's just fucked up, by the way. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Good to know. Your audio went to fucking shit, by the way.
Well, in case if the audience can hear it, I was wondering why you were looking at me so strange there. I was like, what the fuck's wrong with you? No, so as I was trying to say, sorry,
your audio's got like really, really loud now.
What about now? Hold on. What about now?
It's still the same, but no, like I've turned you down.
All right. Fuck, I totally lost my, my train of thought there. COVID. So obviously, the numbers are back up again. Weirdly, amongst, men aged between 20 and 30, I can't think of anything that's happened recently that might have caused this to happen. Can you?
Aye. Awesome. This is my chance to get back. Everybody said, don't gather for celebrations of football. When George Square happened, no cases actively came from that. Yet Scotland fans travel to England. 1,200.
Oh no, he's been holding this in since March.
Fuck all yous. Or to be fucking Moz grating on fucking Facebook. Up yous.
Did you see that? All the folks saying, no, I mean, like, to be fair, don't get me wrong, like, I'm quite a defensive person when it comes to football because I love it. But, like, see, I've seen, like, over, like, the past week, a lot of folks saying, Oh, I didn't get my graduation, but look, all these football fans celebrating. How's that fair? And like, it annoys me in a wee bit, but you know, to be fair, it's totally right. And like you and me were sort of speaking about to like Sam last week, in terms of like concerts and that. Football is given a rite of passage at the moment, which obviously is great for us, but it means a lot of other people are missing out in the moment. Weirdly,
fuck the other people. They don't. You know what I mean? It's a beautiful game. We deserve passage.
fucking hell.
It's a beautiful game for a reason. They don't call fucking rugby the beautiful game.
I mean, why would they? It's fucking shite.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So fuck everything else. You get your graduation when you get it. The Euros has to happen this year, and it's happening. Get it up, you.
Imagine if it was delayed till next year. Imagine, like, you know, you do 2 weeks of the Euros and then immediately 2 weeks of World Cup afterwards.
No, don't even tell me a good time like that.
I'd be just pissed 24/7. I wouldn't be able to recover from that.
What I will say is I'm very glad it's next year, the World Cup.
It's going to be so odd, though, isn't it? Going to be in fucking in December. I don't even care. I mean, like, no, actually, I do care that it's in fucking Qatar. It shouldn't be there. It should be anywhere else that has a half decent human rights record.
Aye, they've killed too many people for the World Cup to be going ahead.
Do you reckon anyone might take a stand and not go because of it?
Nah, because there's no countries like that. It's Muslim countries or slavery countries that still will understand what's happened. Whereas, you know, your likes of North Macedonia, if they qualify, do you think for a second North Macedonia are going to give a fuck?
Oh, no. I'm not talking about like a full country dropping out. I'm talking about like maybe a player or two dropping out because of it. Maybe
your African players, based on, obviously, it's effectively slavery is what's happened in the country in order to get stadiums built in time. So maybe countries like this that know what it means, not know what it means to be a slave, but like they know of slavery due to their past, you know, family and stuff.
It's genuinely a big moral dilemma for me, right? Because I know in my heart I shouldn't watch it and celebrate it, but it's so difficult for me not to if it's, you know, it's like the main thing that I love. Like, it's the main like sport that I love. It's my main like entertainment, if that makes sense. And you know, the biggest tournament in the world that comes around once every 4 years, I'm not going to be able to potentially watch because it's ruined by some corrupt bastards that have put in this fucking sandpit that's got awful human rights, you know.
Yeah.
It's so shite, man.
I think Qatar need to understand what they've got to show in for as well. Because females that are going to travel to the World Cup aren't going to be fully clothed. They're not going to be wearing burqas.
Yeah.
You know, they're not going to follow the rules. Qatar need to understand that that's what they've done to themselves. If you think for any second that a Scottish lass is going to jump off the plane, providing we get there, and wear a burqa and
80-degree heat
and try not to buy alcohol, you're wrong. You know?
It's that thing as well of, right, so you see once this tournament's finished, right, not being funny because, like, you know, and I suppose a wee bit of defence to Qatar. I know it's obviously run by billionaires, but the Football League, considering the sort of size of state, isn't that bad considering like the actual area it is.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, don't get me wrong, it's because there's been hundreds of millions pumped into it, but you know.
Yeah.
But like, what happens to all those stadiums? Because like, what have they built? Like 8 stadiums? I'm not being funny, but what do they do with them 8 stadiums when they're done? Because they're state-of-the-art stadiums that no one's ever going to play in again. Like look at 2010 South Africa. All the stadiums there are basically falling apart, ruined because no teams are using them. Look at Brazil. Even like the Maracanãs and pieces, like fucking hell. If they can't even fill that, then what hope do like other countries have?
I know. This is why it should be. You know, the World Cup should not be sold to the highest bidder.
Yeah,
it should be sold to a place that's got the stadiums or.
I say what they do is they get a big globe out every year, they spin it around, they put a guy with a blindfold on, he throws a dart, and wherever it lands, that's where the World Cup is.
It's gone against what I was saying, but
imagine, right, if it landed in Antarctica. Imagine 8 weeks if it got in Antarctica.
Unbelievable.
Or even like, imagine like some of the mad places it would end up. So like, obviously, whenever it lands and they get first pick, it's just like, oh, do you want the tournament? They can say no, and then you just spin it again and do the same win.
Imagine go to Greenland.
Yeah, like Greenland's got a population of about 300,000, about 10 million people descend on the island.
Is that like, just
or like it goes to like Hawaii or something like that.
The fucking Isle of Man. Like, it's just mad, isn't it? Where it could land.
Listen, I think not only one have we solved politics in this episode, but we've also solved the World Cup.
Agreed. Absolutely. Eh?
Honestly, why aren't you and me politicians? I wouldn't charge as much as they do.
Yeah, but when they cheat on missus either.
Yeah, exactly. We're decent humans.
Exactly.
Until we start that, and then we get the 70 grand bill, and then we're like, actually, nah, fuck it.
Aye, fuck the country. It's an interesting, topic, the Qatar situation, but probably when you're best enough, I know.
Yeah, I mean, like once the World Cup comes back around, we'll have like a more, like obviously we'll have a lead up into it because we did one for the 2018 World Cup. It would be nice again to do like a big like preview sort of thing for it when it comes around.
Indeed.
We can maybe even do a wee watch along for the System and Chatting podcast. Kick off incoming.
Watch out, True Jordan.
Oh, I bet he's quaking in his boots.
I mean, if you want to invite us on to the kickoff, happily partake in that, Just saying.
Imagine you sat next to fucking Rory Jennings and Adam McCullough. It would be fucking carnage.
This is true. Well, briefly, if we are going to close it off here, but briefly before we do a live update.
Sorry, we go through to Jamie, our live sports commentator.
So we're currently 10 minutes into extra time. Score is still 1 each. However, Gerard Moreno has just missed 2 sitters after each other, one after another. A superb save for Jan Sommer just there. Currently has a corner to Spain, and it's well collected by Sommer, and he's parried it, and it's out for another corner. I shall leave you there though, as there is an interval.
Much appreciated.
Thank you.
Just before we end then, I suppose. Obviously we made it to 4 years. By the time we hit 5 years, what would you have liked us to have done?
Us?
Like, as a podcast, what would you like us to have done? I mean, if you want as well, what do you want us to have done in general?
No. So, as a podcast, just keep going.
Just keep going.
Just consistency, aye. I don't need any of the big accomplishments. Just keep going. The consistency is the key.
Yeah, to be honest, I'm not really arsed at this point. Providing we hit a year of full uploads, like I will be fucking gutted if we do not make it to that December 31st deadline.
We make that. That's easy work.
We're going to do what as well. We'll earn ourselves a wee break after that. We'll earn ourselves a week off.
Aye. If you say so.
Listen, you don't have to edit these. I have to do the hard work after this.
Hard work's dealing you for that amount of time, you can't.
Fuck up, you can't.
But no, consistency, that's what I want to have.
Yeah, I mean, we've done that. I mean, we've smashed our bearing in mind when I went to when I came back from Jersey, I think we were on episode 50, I think. No, sorry, 55 or something like that we were on.
Good number, that.
Sorry, I think it was 56.
Be a good number next year, that.
Well, I can't think of what's happening. Never mind, actually, I don't want to fucking get you onto it. But yeah, I mean, we're going to hit 100 in November. Life's all good.
Jan Sommer's making his money the night, by the way.
That's it.
What I say,
I'll tell you what, right? We'll end this here. However, I'll keep recording this once we're done. We'll keep if it goes to penalties, we can have them on in the background. We can give you a live reaction for that. How about that?
Aye, I'm down for
Okay then. In that case, then, if Spain or Switzerland have won, I'll put that up in the title card now. If not, you're about to watch a live reaction to a penalty shootout. So until next week, I've been Liam Whyte.
Jim Allan.
I'll see you all next time. Goodbye.
Ta-ra.
So, whilst Jamie is away, it did go to penalties in the end. Switzerland v Spain. It's just about to start. We'll get back to our live commentator, Jamie, who'll be with us in a second. Right. Are you at the point where they're about to kick? Because that's where I am. Right, okay. It's Sergio Busquets first for Spain. Jan Sommer in goal. And Busquets hits the post. The Spanish captain.
The Spanish fever's going down the drain. The Swiss.
It was a poor penalty. Busquets knows. I don't know why he's on pen duties. That was fucking awful. And will it happen again for the Swiss? I didn't even know they took Rodrigo to the tournament.
I know, it's mad, innit?
It's the boy that managed to get them back into the game against France. Will he do the same now against Spain? He scored! The Swiss are 1-0 up in the shootout.
Come on, the Swiss. Come on, the Swiss. Come on, the Swiss. Come on, the Swiss.
A very incredible chant there from our live sports commentator, Jamie Allan.
Thank you, God bless. Big fan, big fan.
Big Danny Olmo stepping up next for Luis Enrique's side. Has to bury it now after what's happened.
If he misses, it's all over.
No, not quite, but pretty much.
It's all over.
Oh, what a pen by Danny Olmo, by the way. Incredible. Top bins. Keeper had no chance.
Jesum.
Oh, that is the perfect penalty. Cesar Azpilicueta rounding up the troops and celebrating. This boy for the Swiss does not look very confident, I have to say. Will it be the Swiss or the Spanish? Is it big Patrick Schick? Fucking Patrick Schick. What was the boy? Fabian Schär.
He's
You pretty much on time with me.
Yeah.
I would apologise. I would aim my computer over this way, but I don't want the bastards at STV taking away our podcast. And it's an awful penalty. Absolutely awful. Somehow it was worse than Busquets. And that one was on target. That was fucking horrific. That's a Pro Comps penalty, that.
Wow.
Speaking of which, by the way, I got a hat trick last night. Big up. Against the Veins.
It's an embarrassing statement.
Shut up.
Totally embarrassing.
Who's up next for Spain? It is that Rodri coming up? And it's saved! It's been saved by the Swiss. Again, another awful penalty, by the way.
Yeah.
The display tonight is a lot less compared to the France-Switzerland one, isn't it?
Yeah. The France-Switzerland penalties were amazing. Well, besides Mbappe's.
Yeah.
Not really like shit on him or nothing, but...
It's Akanji now for the Swiss, stepping up, can give the advantage back to them.
He's scoring.
He does look confident. He put away a pretty good pen on
No, he did. No, his penalty was unstoppable, man.
Will it be him or Unai Simons that saves it? I'm getting a message on Discord. Hopefully it's not the result. Oh, it's an awful pen! It's an awful pen! It's absolutely atrocious. The only one that's done decent is Danny Olmo. That is awful, man. Where the fuck was that?
what is going on here.
We picked a good pen to watch here just because they're all fucking shit.
No.
It's Gerard Moreno stepping up to the plate now, who before he missed a penalty in the previous game had never missed a penalty before. So take it out what you will. It's Moreno, and that's a perfect penalty by Gerard Moreno.
Makes up for his 2 sitters I missed.
Luis Enrique does not look impressed, but his team are currently in the lead as we speak. The Spanish go wild. Do you not think Luis Enrique kind of looks like a sort of rock band player from like the 80s that hasn't played in a while?
No.
Fair enough.
Just you.
He seems a lot more casual compared to his Barca days now. Here we go. Swiss stepping up next. They have to score. And he's blazed over the bar. What's up to the Swiss? Oh, the poor boy's heartbroken. Oh, it's a really bad penalty again. Every single Swiss penalty's been shite. They've crumbled under the pressure when it mattered most.
My fucking money.
Now, is Audrey or IB Azola, however you pronounce it, stepping up for the final pen?
Oh, Audrey Azola.
Is it actually Audrey Azola? Is that how you pronounce it? Yeah, Audrey Azola. He's been forced to collect the ball. For some reason, the ref did not do that. It'll all be over if he nets this pen. Did Morata come off or on at any point?
Oh, off, I believe.
There's a big wait for this. A lot of tension building. The crowd wait. And it's Audrey Azola, and he scores.
Nah, fucking money's gone.
Switzerland.
Oh, wait, it's not Audrey Azola, it's Oyarzabal.
Oh, Yazabal. That's the name I cannot pronounce. That is a dyslexia's nightmare. But yeah, no, congrats to the Spanish. They are through.
Fuck the Spanish.
Big up the Spanish.
Man, that's me. I lost my money.
Through now to the semis. They will play. Is it Czech Republic they play now? Then?
Or Denmark.
Or Denmark, right. So they do have a reasonable chance of actually getting to the final.
No. Because then it'll be like Belgium or Italy. So, good luck to them.
Yep. But no, congrats to the Spanish. Commiserations on the Swiss. They were obviously the feel-good team of this year, but not anymore, unfortunately. But yeah, until next week then, I've been Liam Whyte.
Jamal.
Catch us next week. Goodbye.
We talk football and current events, sitting and chatting with the very best guests, with 2 Scottish boys and we're loving it. So if you like witty banter, check the former #1 podcast on iTunes, sitting and chatting.